Sound vibration has been used for centuries as a tool for healing and spiritual growth. I've adopted sound healing and therapy into my own life, and I can attest to the reality of knowing the benefits of frequency and how they can help you through the ebbs and flows of your everyday existence. Because of how much sound therapy helps me, I wanted to share how incorporating specific frequencies into your daily routine can help improve your focus, get better sleep, relax your anxiety, increase your energy, so much more, all of which lead to an overall better mood. Albert Einstein once said, "Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the healing frequencies of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. There can be no other way. This is no philosophy. This is physics." Each frequency corresponds to specific energy centers in the body, or chakras, each having their own unique benefits. A chakra is defined as each of the centers of spiritual power in the human body, usually considered to be 7 in number. Now, those 7 chakras coincide with what is known as the Solfeggio frequency. We're talking about sounds. So the Solfeggio frequencies originated in Western Europe's musical tradition, and it can be traced back to the 11th century. Supposedly, it was created by a monk named Guido di Arezzo. The Solfeggio frequency was actually lost and then rediscovered in the 1970s by Dr. Joseph Puleo, or Puleo. Joe. The frequencies are based on the ancient psalmization system used in medieval music, in which specific symbols were assigned to each note in a musical scale. Now, this system was used to teach singers how to read and sing music, and it became known as the solfeggi scale. Got a little hyphen on the E there. The first frequency we'll explore is 396 hertz. This frequency is associated with the root chakra, or the Muladhara, which governs our sense of safety and stability. This is where the self-realization of I am begins. 396 hertz is the first of our tones in the Solfeggio frequency that we'll be talking about. Now, there's other frequencies, but these are the ones we're going to be talking about, these 7. They're kind of the 7 base frequencies. Solfeggio frequencies are mathematically consistent with the patterns of our universe, as well as quantum physics, and they've been shown to have significant healing abilities for centuries. By listening to specific sounds during meditation, it helps to ground ourselves, and it releases any feelings of fear or anxiety. This particular frequency is also known to relieve physical pain, as well as relieving stress. It can help release emotional blockages and tap into our creative potential. Our daily energy is often sucked dry by emotions, things like fear, stress, anxiety. We start becoming negative. Our body starts producing more cortisol, and it starts affecting our sleep and our health. 396 hertz can help cleanse the feelings of guilt that often represent one of the basic obstacles to our own reality. Guilt is a very heavy emotion to deal with. So when we're weighed down with guilt, our perception of reality is skewed. Sound healing, it's a great tool for when you really need to lift that burden off of you. You lift that burden off of me. 396 is often associated with being used for turning grief into joy. Up next in the hertz is 417. 417 hertz is associated with the sacral chakra, or the svadhisthana, the source of sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, and sociability. 417 can help you access parts of the subconscious mind to help identify limiting behavioral patterns. By spending time in your sacral chakra, you're going to identify those patterns and confront traumatic experiences with healing intent. You are handing the power of your healing back into your own experience of reality, as opposed to leaving it undealt with. Undealt with trauma and incomplete healing is exactly what keeps you stuck in that sacral chakra. 417 is where the self-realization, I feel, comes from. Which brings us to 528 hertz, otherwise known as the love frequency. 528 is one of my personal favorites. 528 promotes conscious awakening. As I mentioned, it's known as the frequency of love, and it's even been called the miracle frequency. 528 is associated with the solar plexus chakra, or the Manipura. It's deep-rooted in nature, and it can be found in oxygen, rainbows, grass, the buzzing of the bees. It's a powerful tool to connect with the world around us. It might seem a little out there to think that these benefits can come from sound, but science speaks for itself. Strategic research scientist and quantum biologist Dr. Glenn Rines, he had some groundbreaking research in 1988, and he proved that music could have a real impact on a DNA level. Rain exposed DNA vials to 4 kinds of music with different frequencies: Gregorian chants, Sanskrit chants, classical, and rock and roll. Then he measured the rate of UV light absorption for each DNA vial to see the music's effects. UV absorption is a function of healthy DNA, so it was a great measuring point. The 2 types of music that had the most positive effects on the DNA were the Gregorian chant and the Sanskrit chants, both of which use the Solfeggio frequencies. Dr. Ryan concludes, it appears that the sound wave at 528 Hz frequency, which is sometimes referred to as the miracle tone, could provide tranquility and a source to relieve stress. 528 is the I do part of who we are. Up next is 639 Hz. This frequency is
deep and profound.
It is the frequency of the heart. It enhances communication, understanding, tolerance, and love. This tone can be used to deal with relationship problems, whether it's family, partners, or friends. 639 can be used to stimulate our cells to communicate with their environment. 639 is associated with the heart chakra, or the anahata, and it accounts for acceptance, love, compassion, and sincerity. 639 is the I love part of who we are. The next frequency is 741 Hz. The 741 Hz frequency is said to help closed off or blocked individuals. It helps them open up emotionally, liberating their ability to express themselves. This one's also known as the tone Sol. It represents the power of self-expression, which is the thought to promote a pure, stable, and healthier life. The frequency of 741 Hz can also be used at a spiritual level to help intuition or, that sixth sense. The Solfeggio frequencies are also known as the sacred frequencies. The 741 Hz in the Solfeggio frequency acts as a repulsive magnet for toxins, negativity, anger, jealousy, lies, everything, or acts that bring up negativity into our lives. This is also the frequency of the throat chakra, or the Vishuddha, the chakra of truth. It is blocked by lies that we tell ourselves and others. 741 is the residence of things like communication, expression, creativity, and inspiration. It's the I talk of who we are. 852. 852 Hz is our next Solfeggio tone on the ancient scale, and it's considered to be the frequency of intuition and spiritual order. Listening to music in this frequency is said to rebalance your spiritual energy. It opens up your intuition and consciousness to clarity and the true nature of life. 852 represents the third eye chakra, or the ajna. Your higher self is essentially your best self. It's that feeling of purpose or emotional balance, of clarity, of being comfortable in your own skin. It's an all-knowing feeling of being one with the world and accepting your place in it. Being present in this way is to live life. Think of this frequency as one that opens your mind, that frees the mind and leads it back to spiritual balance. 852 is where we find our intuition and trust. It's where lucidity is found, in the place of meditation. 852 represents the I see of who we are. And finally, the last on our trip up the Solfeggio road, 963 Hz, also known as pure miracle tones. It's synonymous with awakening and imagination and stimulating the pineal gland. 963 is found in our crown chakra. It increases beneficial energies and vibrations and helps in connecting to our source. Also sometimes referred to as the frequency of the gods. 963 can play a vital role in our healing and spiritual journey. This tone is responsible for knowledge, fulfillment, spirituality, and consciousness. This is the I understand part of who we are. Knowing these little tricks and having tools to make it through each day can make the difference between coming home at night and being frustrated with your family, or coming home at night and being relaxed and ready to enjoy the remaining time in your day and get a beautiful night's sleep. Using sound therapy to help manage my moods and focus on my goals is a tool that I use multiple times a day, from waking in the morning and using sound therapy during my meditation times to getting a 5-minute moment of solidarity during a busy day, just rebalancing myself, or even using it to get a peaceful night's rest. I play this stuff all the time at random times because it does help me focus. You know, the good Lord gave us ears to hear, a brain to understand, and a heart to feel. And so I tend to use music to help me do that. You know, to me, music is the language of God. You know, when we hear him, we know him. And if you aren't taking just a little bit of time to yourself each day to clear your mind and to wipe the slate of a crazy day clean, I sincerely suggest meditation, or prayer as it's called. It provides balance in your life that you can't get from an external source. You know, God is most intimately found within the walls of our own spirit, and that is right here within you. I hope you found some of this to be helpful. Leave a comment. Let me know which tones help you the most. You know, please subscribe. We can talk about this tone stuff all day. I love it. We'll be pumping out more and more content, so we'll keep this train moving. Thanks so much for hanging out with me while I ramble. I love you, and I'm rooting for you. I'll see you soon.